we're gonna be calling Shanon High.
Downey, this is your team. Please meet us at Dairy Queen. We miss you, Downey. Please come Downey.
My name is Shanon High, and I'm ready to be your junior class president.
It's another episode of The Shanon Show. I'm your host, as always, Shanon Hyde. It's a beautiful day here in State College, Pennsylvania. It's a soft 37 degrees. Sun's out, not too bad. It's a very exciting guest today. I've been wanting this one for a while. I had like my OG guest list when I first started doing the show. I made it with Johnny, and just like people who we need to have on the show if we were going to make the show what we want it to be. And I mean, Elizabeth Joy, you're on the show. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, it's good to be here. Happy to be a part of this.
It is the best military kids podcast on the internet, so it doesn't get any better than this.
It really doesn't.
Right. I might be a letdown in some ways, but
Shannon,
here you are. You're here. Have you been on a podcast before? I guess, I don't know, is that a stupid question?
I have not, no.
You have not. I guess it's not a very common thing. So this is your first time experience, long time listener, I'm assuming, first time caller.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I love talking to my fans. So just let's talk about some things about you for people who don't know you. Obviously, I went to school with you at Kubasaki, but you're at UNCW, University of North Carolina, Wilmington. How do you like it there?
It's all right. I definitely think COVID has taken a toll on some of my experience here, but my first semester, it's been a bunch of fun just because it was sunshine all the time. So I was lounging on the beach. I've developed a coffee addiction, and there's tons of coffee shops around here. So it's a nice thing that I've been doing around here. But yeah, I'd say overall it's been pretty good. I'm enjoying it here.
That's fantastic, and most importantly, you're a Division I athlete. That's probably the coolest part, right?
That's my biggest flex.
I mean, for good reason. I mean, it's a big deal.
I guess.
Yeah. So how's that going? I knew you ran in high school. You're the star of Kubasaki track team, whatever that means. Everyone knows Kubasaki sports. It's kind of small, but you end up going Division I, running at UNCW. How's it going for you?
I'd say pretty good. Yeah, Kubi definitely gave me a nice little foundation for my running.
Yeah.
And then going to Ohio, I'd say I got into a little bit more of a structured program, and that kind of helped me a lot.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then, just kind of took off from there, and then I guess some schools thought I was pretty good, so they were a little interested in me.
Yeah, how does that work? I'm interested because obviously I played tennis, but I'm not a college tennis player. Spoiler, guys. I'm sorry. I wish I was better. But whenever you're trying to get recruited for this stuff, and you know you're fast, like you can look at your time, so it's pretty straightforward, right? I mean, you just tell people how fast you are, and then they take you.
Kind of like that, yeah. It's pretty much the times speak for themselves. So whatever you run says who you are, and then either coaches see you and notice you, and they reach out to you through email. UNCW actually contacted me through DMs on Instagram. So
no, are you serious?
I'm not even kidding. DM'd me.
Like they have like a track and field account?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Every college does.
No, it's not that they have accounts. The fact they DM'd you to recruit you.
So that was a new one. I didn't know if it was actually legit. So it took me a hot minute to respond. Because most of the time I'm getting like emails, sometimes a phone call, or like someone will contact like through my high school coach to talk to me.
Yeah, that's pretty conventional.
They just slid in my DMs like, hey, you interested?
Did you just like double tap it and leave them? You just like the message?
I talked to my coach, my mom. I was like, do you think this is fake? Like, I don't even know what this is.
That's a perfect opportunity to send like a gift back or something. Like that is such a meme. Like they should know better. Is it the coach himself on the account?
Yes, it was the head coach.
How old's the coach? If you know, like middle.
He's not the coach here anymore. So.
Oh. Yeah. Oh wow! So you got recruited by a coach, and the coach changed before you even got here.
Before I even got here.
So, did you like the previous coach?
From what I knew of him, yes. So, he was great at selling the school. He took me to the beach and
there you are.
Around, and he had the stats of like, oh, I've gotten girls from this time to get down to this time. So, he seemed like a great guy to me, but I guess there was some more under the surface I didn't know about.
What a shame. How's the new coach?
He's He's good. He's very bubbly. I think he has a lot on his plate here because he's coaching cross and coaching distance, coaching middle distance, and coaching throws. So he has a lot on his
Interesting.
plate. But yeah, he's a good guy.
Have you improved a lot since you've been there? How have you changed in your running game? Or is it just like same old Elizabeth, just you got a new jersey on?
Pretty much. Actually, which is really frustrating because I mean, no one wants to stay the same. Everyone wants to get better. So I'm kind of in an event crisis right now. And I was actually talking about switching to being a hep athlete, which does a heptathlon, so
Yeah,
7
explain
events.
that.
So, I'm like, oh, I'm not really good at one, so I'm just going to take on 6 more,
Oh, yes,
That's
okay.
So yeah,
You're diluting your skill set over a wider range of activities.
exactly.
This is
That'll
genius.
make it better.
Yes.
But yeah, I decided too late in the season to do it this year, so my coach and I are discussing possibly doing that for next year.
So what are the events and the hep athletes would take on?
It's the 800, 200, high jump, long jump,
Oh, geez.
100 hurdles, shot put, and javelin. So a little bit of everything.
Shot put and have you done any of those before, or where's this coming from?
Just kind of out of my ass, Like
Okay, wonderful. That's usually how things go.
So I went to javelin practice yesterday.
They have javelin practice. That's awesome. Javelin practice. You just walk into javelin practice. What kind of D1 program is this? Do they just let anyone walk into javelin practice?
No.
Can I walk into the javelin practice? They just hand you a javelin if you've never thrown a javelin before?
No, it was like a camp thing. He was like, and it's open to anybody. So it wasn't official javelin practice.
Oh, so it's a summer camp with javelin. That sounds dangerous. There should be
in April.
I'm sure there's strict rules on javelin. Anyway, enough javelin talk. Let's talk about academics. What are you majoring in?
Marine biology as of right now.
Wonderful. Yes. Yeah. I'm in the same boat with the as of right now. Anytime they ask me what my major is, I want to say it because it's a flex, but I mean, I'm not going to tell my GPA. So it's kind of like, it's one of those things where you want to, like, you're proud of it because you got into the program. I'm sure it's same for you doing what you want to do in your head.
Really
but then, yeah.
I don't know if you can really compare our majors. I think you're
no. Bring by any STEM is STEM. STEM is STEM. That's what I say. STEM is STEM. Or if you're Miss Davis from Kubasaki, do you remember when she changed STEM to STEAM? She put an A in there for art. Yes, she was like, no. Oh my gosh. She's like, STEM is STEAM now, Shannon. I'm like, I don't think you understand what STEM means. It's kind of like away from the arts and English and literature. It's like its own thing. But apparently not. With her, we can talk about drama just a little bit. I mean, that's where we first met. I mean, this is a big, humble beginnings, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I don't talk about my freshman year very much, and for good reason. But you were kind of my first friend in Okinawa. I mean, first real friend, other than like Jessica, which we don't have to get into any drama or anything. It's fun stories. But drama. What do you remember from that class? I had tons of fun memories, tons of Snapchat memories that pop up, throughout the year. Just like random stuff. You eating noodles backstage. Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. The mannequin. Do you remember that?
Yes, Andy. The head always came off. It was scary. I think people don't realize how old Kubasaki is. Whenever I tell people I live in Japan, they assume that I'm in like this immaculate, like wonderful Japanese, divine
program
vibes everywhere. But no, Kubasaki, it's a dump of a building. And they promised the new building by our senior year or whatever. We were both gone by then, and it's obviously still not up yet. But especially the theater. I mean, that place was dark, dusty, and damp. And we'd be there at 7 in the morning. Oh, what, 7 in the morning? In the
I don't even know why.
Clothes.
Remember when we would climb up the back?
Yes.
And we saw like a whole bunch of random stuff in the, I don't even know what that was.
I saw like a first generation Macintosh back there. It was like, they don't even, that's the thing about Kubi. No one knows what's back there because they have, I mean, the principal's changing all the time. Like Miss Davis, Veronica's not getting her ass up there to check out those closets. And remember that huge ladder that I said I was going to climb, but climbed like 3 rungs of? Yeah.
Yes.
I talked big. That was wonderful. Fun times for sure. And we had the Beauty and the Beast, which was the worst play possibly of all time, from what I remember.
No shade to whoever wrote that. I still don't know who wrote that.
I don't know who wrote it either, but you're terrible, 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 terrible. I mean, the lines were painful to deliver. And the worst part is, I think, didn't we charge people to go to that? Like, people paid money
Yeah, literally.
to get into the
watch
theater to watch this that a kid wrote. And honestly, if we did,
We
yeah,
said
if
a
we,
whole bunch of synonyms for the word big,
yes.
grand, huge, gigantic.
Yeah, the Beast was compensating for something the entire show for some reason. He kept on having to tell everyone how big his castle was. I don't know why. It was like grand, big, immaculate, wonderful castle that he was living in. And obviously, you know, I was the Beast. I was not one of the lamps, or actually, was the lamp even in? I don't know what the characters were, but I was the Beast. And you know, freshman Shannon, they didn't even give me a costume. They gave me like this wool hat with like little like red fur on it. I looked more like Simba, to be honest with you. And then obviously Elizabeth wants to be Belle. Like, I want to be Belle. But it was you and Jessica. Do you remember?
Like the whole class, like all the girls wanted it, and it was just like, I'm just gonna pick a name out of the hat, and that's who gets to be Belle.
How did you get it? How did you get it? Do you
I
know?
have no idea.
The course of my life, like there's like certain moments that I look back on, I'm like, I wonder how things would have been different. That's one of those times. If time just froze, like if she didn't pick your name out of the hat, if it was whoever else, Piper, think about how my life would have changed dramatically.
A stage kiss with Piper.
Stage kiss with Piper. The worst part about the stage kiss, I'm glad you brought it up because I didn't want to bring it up, but the worst part was never Miss Davis said I wasn't doing it right. I didn't kiss anyone before. That's most importantly. So I don't know what I'm doing. And now she's asking me to fake it, which is like, it's impossible. It's impossible. Do you know how hard it is to pretend to kiss whenever you haven't actually done it? It's like pretending to do anything that you have no concept. And she did it with me.
I remember. In front of everyone, the whole class.
Oh my God. She was so close to me. And she made me she like took my hand and put it on her waist. I could feel I'm sorry. If you listen to this, I'm sorry. This is just what I felt. This is firsthand anecdotal experience. I felt the rolls. I felt like the stench was weird. I wasn't a fan. I was not a fan. Traumatic experience.
Anyway, I feel like you always had to do stuff with her. Like, do you remember when we did the eye gazing thing? And you guys were partners? Do you not remember that?
Me and Miss Davis.
Yeah, like we had to sit there
and
yes, eyes, and you got partnered with her.
Mm-hmm. And we had to stare into each other's souls.
Yes.
And then she started like telling me things about myself.
Yeah, you're like,
yeah,
like let's not do this.
Wonderful. I learned nothing in there. I learned nothing. I couldn't get enough of it. I did Far East Drama that year. What's wrong with me?
You were like eating it up. You were like, I'm just gonna keep hanging out with this lady.
I was like, I need it. I don't know what was wrong with me. It was fun, I guess. It was fun. You know, it gave me something to do. Besides whatever else I was doing freshman year. Definitely not studying or anything like that.
Biology.
Biology? You want to talk about biology? We just get it. We can.
I know Miss Nelson hated
We need to apologize. We need to apologize. We need to send apology flowers. Seriously. Are apology flowers? If you got apology flowers, how would you react? Just. Is that a no?
A joke. I don't know.
A joke?
Yeah, I feel like no one actually sends these.
I've heard it before though. Like I've heard people.
But it's more of like a couples thing. Like, oh, I messed up. I'll send you flowers.
Yeah, I'm saying if like your boyfriend gave you apology flowers, like would you be like, what's your?
I'd be a little concerned because he doesn't like flowers so often. So I'd be like, what did you do?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm only bringing this up because like I had an English essay I had to read, like a sample essay, and it was like this girl just like ranting about how apology flowers were the worst thing ever. And I was just thinking, like, if you're not okay with apology flowers, what are you okay with? Like, what's the right way to apologize? I wonder.
Maybe they think it's like a bribe. Like they don't mean the apology; they're just trying to bribe you with a gift.
That's interesting. That is interesting because I don't think any guy likes buying flowers. Do you know how overpriced flowers are? Have you bought flowers before? I'm pretty sure you have at some point, right? Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They're ridiculous. It's like $10 for like 3 roses.
For this thing, mind you, you're not planting this anywhere. You're putting this in a jar to die. Like this is
pretty for a week.
Exactly. Maybe, if that. It's a terrible investment. And if you're walking in there with the idea that you're buying the flowers because you messed up in some way, I can't imagine having to do that. That's pathetic. Anyway, apology flowers. Getting way off topic. Miss Nelson,
We apologize.
Like heartfelt, seriously. And anyone else who was in that class that knew us, because like annoying as hell. Like my voice at the time combined with all the things going on with Elizabeth Joy, it's a lot of drama.
I non-stop talking.
No,
I
never
know,
stopped.
I hated the sound of my voice. Like,
What did we even talk about? Like there was nothing.
there was nothing to talk about. And
We
like,
were
yeah,
that interesting.
there's always something going on. And literally, I know, like, at one point, you were like over here in the classroom, and I was here, and yet we still managed to talk and get in trouble.
As soon as the assignments start, you just walk to the other side of the classroom, and we're like, "Oh, we're just working together. We're just working together." And the nonsense started like the first week of school. Like it didn't take long for us to kind of just goof off the entire time. It disrupted. It was entertainment value, I'm sure. Actually, no, it's. Anyways, apology flowers. Next.
Wait, really off topic. Do you remember Nala from that class?
Yes.
Yeah, she's married now.
No, that's wonderful.
Isn't that really off topic? But yeah.
No, she's one of those people who like walking around Kubasaki. If you had a box of Popeyes, she's one of those people who'd like have. It's just like a flex if you have Popeyes because you could drive off campus and walk around school with your Popeyes box. I feel like she always had one of those with her. And Miss Nelson, coolest teacher ever, by the way. Most importantly, Miss Nelson did not deserve our nonsense because she was amazing. And if she wants to come on the show, you know where to find me. Email, DM, anything. I'd love to talk to her. Very interesting. And she'd like talk to kids about like their problems, and she'd be like a counselor, a teacher,
literally,
like all in one.
Friend, everything.
Yeah, anything you need from Ms. Nelson. And I mean, I got a good grade in class, so I'm not sure. I mean, you look where you are now, marine biology. So
I know.
You did not.
I hated biology. I cheated my whole way through that class, and here I am in college.
It's high school. High school is weird like that though, because it doesn't. It all feels like busy work. It really does.
It does.
So much of it, especially whenever you're cutting and pasting and you're 17, 16 years old. It's insulting to my intelligence. Maybe that's wrong with the United States education system. Too much arts and crafts. That's my opinion on, like, especially in high school science classes. Yeah, if I have to make another glucose chain with construction paper, kill me. Like, seriously. Next set of apology flowers. This is a big one for me because I haven't mentioned this at all, and you're right there with me, and you're sticking with me through this one.
Okay.
It was my freshman year girlfriend, Cassandra. No, don't give me that. Wait, seriously. Because I was told that it would be acceptable to break up with her at her locker in the hallway and then walk off with you and get top ramen like it was no big deal. And you know what? That was the wrong way to handle that situation.
That was so bad of us. I take some of the blame.
Apologies.
Though. Yeah, I'm sorry, Cassandra. She was my friend too. I
miss her. Really nice person. She's in Hawaii now, so it seems to be living up more than we are. So
literally, I honestly I'm very jealous. I DM'd her, and she left me undelivered. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, she answered, and then I sent something back, and there was never a response. But.
Okay. Is there still tension? Is there?
I mean, understandably, if there is.
That's awesome. I love people who hold on to beef for way too long. That is my favorite archetype of human, like the never forget.
I don't know. We were cruel.
Apologies. Is there anyone else? Am I missing anyone? Do we
I'm sure there is.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize.
We'll end it for now. Apology flowers have been sent. There it is. Let's talk about Elizabeth a little bit more. Let's talk about being a military kid. You moved around a lot, obviously, growing up. I remember you telling me the first time how many times you've moved. I forget now. How many times was it? I just thought it was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't think I've moved the most out of people I know, but...
Really?
Montana to North Carolina.
Montana?
I know, right? I don't even know if that counts.
Yes, sure it does. If you're from Montana, if Montana exists, most importantly, and you're from there, it's notable.
Yeah, so there was that. And then North Carolina to Japan back to North Carolina. That's
right, you were in Japan twice.
Yeah. And then Japan to Ohio and Ohio to here. So like 5 or 6 moves.
Yeah. It's not an easy life. I talked to a lot of military kids at this point. It's a lot of transitions and turn a new page.
Yeah.
talk a little bit about moving to Ohio. I think that's must have been a big one for you because I think anytime you leave Japan, it's a big culture shock. Probably more than going there is coming back to the States. What was that move like for you?
Yeah. I remember getting off the plane and like, I mean, I'd been to the States back and forth a couple times on vacation, but I was overwhelmed walking into a gas station. Like, I just remember walking in, I was like, why are there so many options inside of a gas station? Like, I just,
Yeah.
why are there this many types of chips in a gas station? I don't understand. But yeah, moving to Ohio was kind of tough. I kind of went in with this mindset of like, I don't want to make any friends. I don't want to have any connections and I want to leave. Obviously it didn't happen. I have a boyfriend who's
You're way too friendly. Yeah, come on. I think everyone knew better than that.
But yeah, it was kind of hard because it was my first time moving into a non-military community.
Yeah.
So, and it's not even like it was a school that was used to getting new people. Like it was a small town, like
Yeah.
then 200 kids in my graduating class. So it was a little rough. Yeah, and I didn't really feel like I hit it off with many people in my grade. I was like pretty close to a lot of people in the grade above me. So my first year was fun and dandy, and then the next year I was like, this kind of sucks. I should have made friends with more people in my grade.
Yeah.
But
yeah, kind of similar for me. I moved to outside military community for the first time when I left Japan, small town in North Carolina, Mooresville, and wonderful place.
why did I not? I swear my friend's from Mooresville. That's
Oh,
cool.
great. You had connections for me. You had
Madeline?
Huh?
Madeline Sullivan? Ring a bell, maybe?
Madeline Sullivan? I don't think so.
No.
Maybe. I didn't know that many people. Huge school, but small town, ironically, if that makes sense. It was growing community. It was like it was country. I think maybe just because it was country, it felt like a small town. Maybe it actually wasn't a small town. If everyone's kind of talking with that drawl coming out, it just kind of it feels like a small town. Like the vibes are tiny vibes, and all the stores are kind of like mom and pop, brunch places, some brunch, and then praise Jesus and fun stuff. Which I love Jesus. That was not a knock on Jesus. Yeah. So how did you? Whenever you moved to Ohio, how did track take off from there?
I improved like drastically within a year of being there for track. And I'd say same with cross, maybe not as much. Like I definitely got my times down in cross, but yeah, I ended up dropping like 8 seconds in the 800, which
that's a lot of seconds for running.
To a non-track runner, that doesn't sound like a lot, but yeah, I mean, it's a fair amount. So that was nice. And then, I mean, I didn't really get to compete very much my senior year, so I only got one year of, competing.
So at what point were you like, yeah, I'm going D1, like I'm bad at, I know you always had some confidence to you, but when did you realize, hey, this is real, like I can do this?
So when I first got to the States, I was like, wow, this is like not even an option anymore, because I just got hit with the competition. Like everyone here was so much better than they were overseas. So I was like, wow, this might not be able to happen anymore, or at least not a Division I program. But then something happened. I don't even know what came across me, but I just started dropping time like crazy in the 800, and it was our regionals meet. And out of nowhere, I just like busted out a 2:14, which still like collegiately isn't an amazing time. I mean, there's girls who are running at the national level in D1 are running like 2:02, 2:03, so they're like flying. But yeah, that time was like going to get me into that, opened the doors, was when at that regionals meet, and I was like, wow, like I actually have the opportunity now to go somewhere.
Must be really cool. Was it just kind of out of nowhere, or was it like a grind? Did you like, you know what, I'm gonna get fast now? Like fast. I don't even know. How do you get faster? I feel like you run the way you run.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have to work for it in practice. So it's just like a lot of breakdown speed work. I mean, some 800 runners, it's an awkward event. Some people straight like train more speed based, some train more distance based. I really liked the 400, so I would do more speed based stuff, and it was just like fast reps in practice. Yeah. And then it would show for it in a meet. And the more competition you run with, the more it pushes you. So running with fast girls makes you faster.
Yeah, you just found fast people, and you're like, kick my ass, please. I want to get better. That's awesome. That's track. It's such a not a weird sport, but the fact that you can compare yourself to anyone in the world, you just like time yourself, stopwatch, go. Like that's so cool to me. Because I mean, I could sit here all day and tell you I could beat Roger Federer in a tennis match, and you can't really tell me that I can't. Like you can't. Like
Yeah.
anything can happen in a game like that. I mean, like track, it's like cold hard facts. That's it. I mean, unless you're running downhill or something, but I don't know. Like a track on the track. Seriously, very very cool stuff. Um, Now, Kubasaki, a little bit more there. I want to talk about the trips you went on because that's one of the highlights of living there. Dodge
Yeah.
Pacific, everyone loves going on the trips. Far East this, Far East that. There's always kids walking through school with their suitcases ready to go, packed up, buses on the way. Probably one of the most exciting times of the year. Do you have a favorite memory or favorite trip, anything like that?
I don't even know. I'd say always the Far East trips were a bunch of fun. Just like
Mhm.
I remember going to the store. I wouldn't even go for like the competition. Like obviously I was there to compete and like run fast, but like I swear the amount of food I consumed on those trips was unreal. Like I would just go
You did
buy-
eat, yeah.
and I still do, but like that's what I remember the most. Is just going and just buying tons of food. And I'm like, I'm going to eat all of this after my race. And then when we went to Taiwan, I remember this. This isn't really a fond memory, but it's a memory that sticks out.
Sure.
I was running the 3K, which now thinking back on that, that's way too far for me. But running this race,
Okay.
like I have my watch on, it's tracking how far I'm running, and I come across and they gave me a bell lap, which means final lap to go, and I finish. And I stop and I'm like, wow, like I just ran great. And they tell me like, no, you need to keep running. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm like pointing at my watch, like, no, like I ran the distance and like you have another lap. And I'm like,
Never heard of this.
and so I just keep going. I'm like crying my eyes out at this point. Like there's girls who have gone by who like were gonna stop and then kept going because they saw that they were like yelling at me to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm like crying my eyes out, like sprinting this last lap. And later they were like, oh, we were wrong. Sorry. So like
So did you get your time?
no.
Yeah, that's bad.
My time was all messed up, but as an apology, they still awarded me first place. So the girl
Consolation first place? That's a pretty good deal.
at this point it doesn't even matter. But so yeah, that was
I'm sure I would have been pissed at the time. Like if like I don't know, there's no refs in high school tennis, but like a baseball game, like a blown call or something, and you just can't do anything about it.
it's not that hard to count laps. It really isn't.
No.
Yeah.
At least you ran the last lap though, anyways, even though you knew you were right.
Yeah. Crying, but I did it.
Whenever you line up for a race, like I don't know, do you start in blocks whenever you're in track?
Depends on the event. So
Okay.
800 and up, no, but 400 down.
Okay. So what's going through your mind if you're lined up on the blocks or not? Like I am speed. Are you like Lightning McQueen the back of the truck? Like you're just thinking
Yeah,
float like a butterfly?
I guess you could say that. At that point, I don't know. When I'm first going into it, I try to hype myself up as much as possible.
Yeah.
And depending on the race, like if it's a quick race, it's like, just get through this. I'll tell myself like, oh, it's only 2 laps or it's only a lap. Like it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But if I have to do like the mile or something like that, I'm like, okay, just get through it. You can do this. Like,
So you're like dreading it in your head? Wait a second. Shouldn't you be thinking about how fast you are? This is
well,
not.
I tried to imagine myself doing well, but I still dread going into it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna hurt a lot.
Wow. I feel like you should visualize yourself like just beating like them by a ton, right?
Yeah, I try to stay realistic.
What's going on?
I try
that's
to humble
good.
myself.
I mean, makes sense. Last thing about Kubasaki, Mr. Koya Club, great class. I know. I mean, a lot of people I didn't realize how great of a class it was at the time. Do you have a favorite memory from him or that class at all?
I mean, the whole class as a whole was just a great experience.
Yeah.
I still get so excited every time the chat on Instagram,
Really?
anytime it like goes off, I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Like it makes me
It's
so
just
excited,
Alex, but yeah.
really.
Most of the time.
We really need to have a
He's
reunion
awesome though.
with us. Like
You-
that needs to happen.
Yeah, I was thinking it too. I'd do it on the show. I really would. Have all you guys on. We all talk. Come on, come
So much
on,
fun. That would
please.
be
I'm
nice.
trying to think who would be down. I think Alex would obviously be down. I think Ari would do it. She's been on the show before,
Sure.
sure. Um, Johnny, of course. Johnny. Ah, whenever I told Johnny you're coming on the show, he was so excited. He was so
Really?
excited. I texted him.
Johnny
Yeah,
needs to add me back on Snap. I'm pending right
he
now.
doesn't use
So John,
Snapchat. You
if
have to
you're
get him on
watching,
Instagram.
I
Oh my
snapped you.
He's
Please.
not on Snapchat. You're a casual Johnny friend. How dare you? No, 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 no. I can give you his phone number maybe. He's marining and stuff. But he's like, dude, the hype is real. I'm like, I guess. Like, I guess. What were we talking about? Yeah, Koi Club. Maybe Michaela. She's been on the show before. Anyways, yeah, just let me know, guys. I would love to talk to.
For sure. I'll be down.
It'd be really cool. Ronnie C himself. That would be a long shot, but.
Oh my gosh. If we could get him on, that'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. Remember the juggling? Come on, that you were
Yes.
having the time
How
of
could
your
I
life. I
forget?
remember you were like totally
I
enthralled in
thought
the whole
it was the
concept.
coolest kid around. I was
Yeah,
like,
you did.
I just did that. Like my English teacher just taught me how to juggle. And then not
Did
only
it on
did
video too.
juggle, we did it together. We juggled together.
Yeah, a little cute little.
Yeah.
Very cool. He was wonderful. I mean, great. The quizzes killed me and everything. Like I hate him for that, and the way he
Or
graded
how
certain
about
things.
the 40% I got on my poem that I spent so much time because I put it in the wrong format. Wrong
Oh,
format.
really?
And I got a 40%.
He's like that.
I still
Should
have
have. So that was like the first assignment though. So I guess you might not have known. It was the Othello quizzes. I could not read Othello. That was bad.
Oh no.
That was like the worst one first. I think Othello was the worst. It was like a play too. You know how hard it is to read a play? Like I hate it. Because like I start reading it and everyone's voices are different and then like there's characters and I can't pronounce it's Shakespeare, I'm pretty sure. Anyways.
Too much to keep
Awful.
up with.
It really is. Yeah, great teacher. He prepared me for school for sure. Like college English.
I never had an English class like that felt hard after that.
Mm-hmm. You had Miss Lumberg too, right? At some point? Yeah, she was great as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like all my greatest teachers came from Kubi.
It's weird. Kubi, it's very strange because there's like a few teachers who are like awesome, like just the best. But then the rest, kind of like a how are you still employed kind of thing. Like they're just robbing the government's money. Like Miss Corley, I'm sorry, I love Miss Corley. She's the best, but she fell asleep in there while we were in class sometimes. Like, or didn't you have Mr. Zobob too? I've heard awful things about him.
Oh my gosh, that was the worst history class ever. I could not. I was like, please. Yeah. Or I feel so bad because I don't remember his name, but my culinary arts teacher.
You don't remember his name? Oh wow.
But he was so chill because
it was like the most unique name too.
Literally. And like I kid you not, every single day I was late for that class. Every single day. And he would never mark me tardy. I'd come in with my little Starbucks drink or something, just strutting in class like 5 minutes after the bell. And he'd be like, "Oh, nice of you to join us."
You're like, "That's right, Mr. Vanderblomen. Elizabeth has arrived." I would see him at like Burger King all the time, like the culinary arts teacher. Like, I always thought that was ironic. Yeah, fun stuff. One last thing I want to mention: it is the month of the military child. It's also April Fool's. I don't have any jokes for anyone though, but it's the month of the military child, which is it's significant sometimes. I never really got it whenever I was in school.
Yeah.
Like wear purple. Yeah, we'd have those barbecues. Do you remember the barbecues we'd have at Kubi during that?
I mean, why? For what reason? I don't understand.
Like I understand the appreciation and the fact that we have a month, like crazy. Like if you get a month, like that's a big. I mean, actually, a lot of people get months, but
beside the point.
Yes, besides the point. We're also the plant. I have an issue with the plant. It's the dandelion. Have you heard of this before? I'm pretty sure it's the dandelion.
Yes. My mom posts it on Facebook. I feel like every April, I'm like, please, Mom. Let's.
There's nothing wrong with showing support. I just don't know why we got the wimpiest flower in the world. I have a real issue with that. Like, we are like really strong kids, like very like strong-willed, persevering. I think, truthfully. And how about like a redwood or like a Venus flytrap? I mean, there are so many better options. Like a dandelion. When you see a dandelion, you kick it. That's what you do. Whenever you see it in the ground and you see all like the wispies fly away,
Yes.
or you pick it up and you spit on it. Like seriously. I mean,
Have you ever done those things where you
Yes,
tell someone to like blow it and then you just like shove it in their face?
no. What?
Never mind.
Okay.
Ignore that then.
Yeah, no, I was a nice
Moving
kid.
on.
I was a nice kid growing up. Yeah, so I want to make a petition to change the flower. That's gonna be my
Really?
new goal for this month. We need a new flower. I'm thinking like like a big sequoia tree, like something strong. Like I'll look into it. I'll tell you which plant. We're gonna find a new plant. There's
Just
better
go on
plants
to
out
that
there.
petition.
Better plants. There's better plants. I don't get it. Dandelion's awful. One last thing about Okinawa. What was your favorite part about living on the island? It's a very unique place.
Honestly, I don't
Anything?
know.
There's a lot.
It's gonna sound terrible. Like I feel like this is one of my not fondest memories, but I had so much fun flagging.
Oh man, that's illegal. Come on.
I know.
I know.
Then I'll say the beaches. I'll just go to
The seawall and
yeah. That was a bunch of fun, jumping off the seawall.
yeah.
Hanging out there.
Were you a Lawson's or Family Mart person?
Family Mart all the way.
Mhm.
For sure.
I mean, that's the
I
wrong
remember
answer. But
my bus stop was right by a Family Mart. I would go like every day and get like a CC lemon, those little veggie sticks. Oh my gosh, I can never find them anywhere. It's so upsetting.
Bro,
And
I
then
got my phone stuck in a vending machine. Like, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I still don't understand how you did that. Like that is a real skill. Like I feel like you need to put that on any sort of application. I managed to get my phone stuck in a
No, I've explained this before, not on the show, but to you. The CC lemon was stuck in the machine when I got it. So I took my phone, I put it up in there, and I tried to knock it out with my phone,
There's
and then my
no
phone got stuck.
justifying this. There's no
Huh?
justifying this.
No, this is the logic. So now I have this issue where I can't get my phone or the CC lemon out of the vending machine. So I'm saving up yen and accumulating yen, and then like the next it was a few days. It was
Left it there. Like I don't understand.
and I ordered like 10 or 12 CC lemons, and it just came boom 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 boom. And yeah, that was that. And then I had so many. I had them under my bed, like just waiting, because I didn't want my mom to question me as I come up with my CC lemons in my shirt, back up into the apartment. It was a catastrophic time.
Yeah, the fact that she didn't notice though, like, did she not text you or anything during that time?
I guess not. I mean, I was assuming that at some point we were going to have to call the vending machine company, but I'm very like, I'm going to figure this out for myself. And I wanted to try it my way first.
Yeah.
And I mean, but can you imagine, like, what if someone else got my phone out of the vending machine? Why? Like, that was stupid. That was really stupid.
That was not your brightest moment.
I'm not right. No, it was only up from there, though. Look at me now. Like, the strong intellectual mind.
Exactly.
Pennsylvania State University. Yes, sir. Everyone, come by the Shanon Show. Come in the studio, also known as my dorm room. It was a pleasure talking with Elizabeth Joy today. I mean, absolute blast catching up and revisiting some old memories. Talk about military kid stuff. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit up Elizabeth if you want to. Ask her how she's doing with running and such. Best of luck to you, and thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks.